The Voice of Peace, a presentation of the different Islamic perspectives. The Voice of Peace in bringing harmony to all mankind. The Voice of Peace, an information and education program. This is Najeeb Muhammad Razul, and welcome to the Voice of Islam for Southeast Asia and the Pacific.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ashrafil mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad Tayyibin al-Tahirin. Amma ba'd. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome once again to our channel, Islamic Perspective. And today we will be focusing our issue on the subject of Islam today and Islam in the future. What do you think? After 10 years, ano kaya ang hitsura ng mundo? Pagdating ng panahon, after 10 years, or after 20 years, or after 30 years. Alright. Kung titignan po natin mga kapatid, it is a fact right now that the fastest growing religion is Islam. And the pace is quite getting faster and faster. Europe had come up with their study that of the increase in the European countries of the population growth yearly, annually, the growth of around 1.3 to 1.6, no? Specifically in the United Kingdom, in France, as well as in Germany, that the increase is up to 1.6% annually. The growth rate is 1.3 to 1.6. And astonishingly, in that report which they made, they pointed out that 85% of the growth, population growth, is attributed to Muslims, Muslim population, Muslim growth. So they have pointed out, telling us that after maybe a decade, Europe will become 50% Muslims. And this is a fact. And this is happening right now. Okay? Not because of sword, not because of violence, but because of education. Programs like this, educating people. Okay? Now, in our perspective of Islam today, as we have pointed out in our lecture last time, where our ulama, more than 500 of them in the world, from the different schools of thought, signed a resolution, a very significant one, which is the call for the unity of the Muslim Ummah. And in the same perspective, we articulate issues related to us in the world right now. Okay, we look at Indonesia, the largest Muslim community in the world. And next is the Greater India of the past, which is India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Kashmir, and Sri Lanka. But because the country was already sliced twice by Pakistan and Bangladesh, and Kashmir is now asking for the third slice. Anyway, we still have more than 300 million Muslims in India, inside India. Allahu Akbar. Okay? So, if we look at the population growth of the Muslims in the world, there is no doubt, it is not an exaggeration, that 1/3 of the world population are Muslims. More than 50 countries are Islamic and Muslim countries whose laws are the law of the Quran, the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, being operationalized in their society. And plus, the growth is phenomenal because of the population, the kind of culture we have, and plus the da'wah, which is being exerted all around the world. Da'wah, kung titingnan yung da'wah, buong mundo talaga yan. Okay? So right now, we pointed out that in order to strengthen the da'wah, here are some recommendations. I'd like to recommend to Muslim countries who has the ability to launch communication satellite. Who are these countries? Muslim countries. Iran can do that. Pakistan can do that. Turkey can also do that. Saudi Arabia can do that. I'm sure even the United Arab Emirates can do that. Kuwait can do it. Bahrain can do it. Qatar can do it. Okay? If we will start launching up our own communication satellite, and the purpose of that is for communication. And dawah is part of our communication. So look at the map. From the African continent to the Middle East, to the Gulf countries, to the Balkan region, to Central Asia, to South Asia, to Southeast Asia. Ilang satellites kaya ang pwede natin i-launch? Communication satellite. And this communication satellite would help us a lot in bolstering da'wah al-Islamiyah all over the world. If we have the means to launch our own satellites in Latin America, why not? I think Venezuela is very much available. They have shown their interest. Why don't we ask our brothers from Turkey or from the Islamic countries to go there? And maybe other friendly countries who will also be very interested to do so. Why don't we do that? And that is precisely in order to bolster, to strengthen our communication ability to spread Islam all over the world. And I believe that if we do that, inshallah, we will become very successful. As I have pointed out, our unity is not limited only to communication, even in the economic aspect. I pointed out last time in our previous lecture. In what way can we continue unifying? There are many ways, of course, not just in the field of economy, not just in education, not just in trade, not just in commerce, not just in banking. In many ways, we can be connected to each other. We can do business using our own currency. That's not a bad idea. That's a good idea. Okay? We will be strengthened. We will be independent economically. We will be independent in many ways. This is what Allah wants us to be independent. Not to be dependent to other countries who is responsible in securing our community. No. Our security is not from the hands of other people. It is from our own people, from the Muslim community. Okay? Alright. Strengthening our economy would not also depend from other countries who are spoiling our economy, exploiting our economy. We need to work together as an ummah, bringing about change in order for us to be able to be at par with the rest of humanity, or even go beyond that. We can truly aspire, and I'm sure, inshallah, we can transcend beyond the limits of what the world has today in our time. So let us work together, inshallah, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us to have the ability to launch our own satellites, communication satellites. We can have our own internet, in fact, our own platform, our own media. We can do that today, right? So if we do that, I'm pretty sure Islam will overcome the world, inshallah. And it's not simply a dream. It is a fulfillment of the promise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So again, may Allah ta'ala bless us all, guide us to the right path, and admit us all in the gardens of eternity in Jannah, forgive us our sins, and strengthen the Muslim Ummah. I'd like to invite you once again to our Islamic perspective. Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.